what do you do? It's just not, I don't think it's as simple as, oh, well, this person has a disability. They just have, can do whatever they want, carte blanche. Like it's a very difficult thing because I'm also saying something that's offending people. Luckily, nothing bad happened. I was safe. It could have escalated and gotten very bad.
So you went. So
Um,
did you? Okay, so let me keep watching. So you're on a bus and you said the N word, and then people got mad at you,
uh,
right? So that's the kind of and
yeah,
then the bus driver kicked you off. Yeah. So let me keep
and
watching.
ultimately
Police
after
were
a few
called. Elliott says he was on his way home from a church youth camp when the incident happened. Elliott and his family say they've traveled all over the country and never been denied access to transportation. His family calls it a violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Up to that point.
So do you? So I appreciate that you guys all made it into like kind of turned it into like a crusade here, and went to the local news about it and stuff because it's. Let me. I have a theory for you.
I'm ready.
Okay, cool. I think you actually fake having Tourette's. Yeah, I think you actually don't have it.
Well, but I'm open to it.
Here's my
what did you think I had?
Well, let me just break it down. I think this is kind of a funny thing. I doubt this is what happened, but maybe you just called someone the N-word on the bus and then you're like, "Oh, no, I have Tourette's." Because what's interesting to me, and I know that's funny, but what's interesting to me is that you've made like a whole career being a motivational speaker about how you cured your Tourette's and stuff, and that's kind of become like a big part of your identity. But what's interesting is, as somebody with Tourette's, I actually have Tourette's. I know it's not curable, so I just find that claim to be absolutely a pseudoscientific, crazy claim that has no backing in science or at all. And I think you're actually, in my opinion, right, as someone with Tourette's, I think you're scamming people.
Well, first off, did you say that you have Tourette's?
I do have Tourette's.
I didn't know
that crazy. Yeah, I know. That's why I was so surprised when you emailed me, because I was like, I have Tourette's, and I also fucking hate Andrew Tate. I've like talked like continually and openly, relentlessly about what a piece of shit he is and how much I hate him. And what's interesting too, Mark, is that I've also talked about how much I hate Keith and NXIVM and what a psycho he is. So when I got your email, I was like, this is incredible. And I could totally see how it is you fell into a cult, because you clearly don't do any research.
When I saw when I was watching one of your videos, I thought I saw you ticking. And so it did cross my mind. I said, I wonder if he has Tourette's.
Yeah, I do.
Why would you? That's so interesting. Why would you think someone would fake it? That's a pretty messed up thing for someone to fake.
No, I agree, but you've made a good living from faking it, doing like motivational stuff and writing books and stuff like that. And it's just, as far as I know, and that's just a theory, right? Because I don't know. I mean, I just have Tourette's myself, but obviously I don't know anything about you. So it's just a theory. But I just think that you can't cure it, actually. And on your website, it says you overcame it, mind over body. And that's just not possible.
But that's why, I don't know if you remember what I just said 2 minutes ago, is that we've never claimed it's a cure.
Right. Well, let's see. If we pull up your website, well, when I started, you said you're 100% like over Tourette's, right? You did say that.
Yeah, well, I said that I don't think of it as I have Tourette's anymore.
Right, you don't have it anymore.
I guess what I could say is, yeah, the fact that you don't like Tate and you don't like Raniere is not a reason that I couldn't talk to someone. If anything, it's about, that's not the point of trying to find people that love him. It's if you can find people, even if somebody hates someone, the question is, do we believe that there should be due process in this country? And are we okay with government officials or FBI agents committing crimes to convict a man? So by somebody not liking it.
Yeah. But in the email.
By someone.
Yeah.
But somebody not liking him is, if anything, is definitely better. I definitely did not research deeply every single person. Obviously,
at all. Well, yeah, you didn't look. You actually didn't look into it at all. Like the most basic. But let me break it down, Mark, because in a way, I see you as
Well, just to be
hold on.
just to be very
Okay, go ahead.
Just to be very blunt.
Go ahead. Yeah, be blunt.
Yeah, you are right. I did not do research.
Yeah.
Someone that I know, who's Keith, currently he's been sitting in the shoe for over 200 days. So they're basically torturing a U.S. citizen, while at the same time he has filed in the Eastern District of New York with 4 former FBI agents showing that the FBI tampered with digital evidence. And they're now escalating the torture, and they might ship him to what's known as a CMU.
Can I read a excerpt
which is a communications?
Can I read an excerpt for you? It says, this is from your website. This is your website, right? MarcElliott.com.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you want to beat your Tourette's? I want to help you, but currently the government has threatened to put me in jail for being public about how I completely overcame my Tourette's with NXIVM.
Yep.
So when you say completely overcame, I just assumed that meant like that you have a cure for it.
Yeah, I can address that in a second. We can talk about that. But the point is that,
can you cure like bipolar or something? Can you cure like schizophrenia? Because that would be really good for a lot of people.
The reason, so because of how big the case is,
right,
and I'm reaching out to people that have influence.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that even though you might hate those people, and I didn't know the depth of how much you dislike them, but
yeah,
okay.
No. Yeah.
Is that there's something that we can agree upon, I thought. At least
here's
that,
something,
are we okay?
Well, we can all agree on we can all agree on photos. Here's photos of his initials being branded into women who accused him of running a clandestine sex cult. Here's his initials branded into their skin. Here's an up close for you. It says his initial, Keith Raniere, is branded into their skin.
What's your point? That's not what I'm here to talk to you about.
Oh, my point? The point is
right.
No, that was just for fun. That was just like a funsies thing.
Yeah, but the thing
is, just like a fun little group building exercise. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Why did he do this? Because if I'm curious, I want to ask you.
The thing is, if you're gonna say things, they need to be factual.
They're just kinky. They're just a little kinky.
But Keith Raniere didn't brand anyone.
Oh, right.
He's not even in the room.
He coerced people to do it. Yeah, so coercion's a crime, actually. I think coercion is a crime. Sex trafficking usually happens through coercion, not by locking people to a radiator. So that, I think, is where we kind of disconnect there. And actually, what's crazy is the jury agreed with me. 12 people agreed.
I had told you before. I know I had told you before.
Oh, and the appeal court.
Is a crime.
Oh, what's crazy is he appealed, and then the appeals court also upheld these 7 horrific charges against him. So that's like a lot of people.
I wasn't here.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Like I had said, I had said to you in the very beginning is that I believe most of the things are not true out there. That doesn't mean there isn't kernels of truth. I wanted to talk to you about something that I think is greater than Keith Raniere, the fact that we have evidence that shows that the FBI committed crimes.
Yeah, but the FBI I agree with you that the FBI is shitty and they do that kind of stuff. But even if we discount everything the FBI allegedly, or you say let's just assume for the sake of this conversation that they did do that, then you still have to explain all these other charges. Like even if he didn't have child pornography on a hard drive, right? And let's just say he didn't do it. It was a conspiracy. Or maybe they changed the metadata. There's still racketeering, forced labor, wire fraud, sex trafficking, extortion. So do you have you know what I mean? So there's kind of an issue here.
Well, we've been, the thing is, look, this is the first time we've ever met, Ethan.
Yeah.
I said to you in the email that if you want to have more of an open, rational conversation where we can challenge things. In the first half of this, I talked to you about some of the facts that it sounded like you were agreeing with. I didn't realize that you were just trying to play me. The things that I said, I stand by. I don't need to change anything, even though now I know that I guess you were trying to have sort of a gotcha moment. But like I said, with the photos, with the woman, the HBO thing, the sex trafficking, which is a single sex act with no money exchange, These are things that if someone wants to have a conversation.
Right. But you got to understand that no money exchanged and him not doing it himself is kind of the quintessential of a cultish kind of racketeering, like manipulative, coercive act. Like he's not the first person, right? Like Charles Manson, for example. Is Charles Manson guilty of murder? Well, answer that. Is Charles Manson guilty of murder? He never did anything.
I don't know enough.
Okay, I'll explain it to you. Charles Manson, people say he was a member of a cult. His disciples went under his order or coercion to go and murder this family, right? And so his lawyer said, well, he didn't do anything. He wasn't even there. And so the question is, do you think Charles Manson is guilty? He was in jail right now for being involved in their murders, even though he wasn't there. He never held a knife in his hand. You know what I mean? And no money was exchanged. He didn't even pay them to do it.
I have.
Oh, he's dead. That's a correction. Let me issue a factual correction.
No, but this is what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about the case. Obviously, I know of Charles Manson because of of how it's been. He's a very popularized name.
He's probably innocent too, right?
Well, I don't know, but what I do believe and what I'm absolutely will stand by is that I do think no matter how hated a person is, we should be absolutely open to questioning narratives. We should be able to question.
I think
witnesses. We should be able.
I think part of a redemption of accepting people who are bad starts with them, coming to terms with what they've done.
But that's what I said from the get-go. I said, I'm not on here to try to get you to like Keith Raniere. But I don't know if you remember, I did say to you, you can think he's the devil.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't think he's the devil.
Do you remember when I said that? No, but my point is, if someone wants to believe that.
So you're saying we need to
That's not what I'm.
You're saying we need to take the time to look at the kind of the facts and the situations and come to just with our whole hearts and minds, come to a rational decision.
Well, my question to you is,
that's a trial.
Do you believe that there are?
That's a trial, by the way. He lost 2 of them.
No, but do you believe that it is okay under any circumstance for the government or government officials, whether it's a prosecutor, whether it's a judge, whether it's an FBI agent, to commit a crime, to convict
Of course not. No, never. Dude.
If we agree on that, Ethan,
yeah.
If you and I can agree on that, that's all that matters. And that's why I'm here. I don't care.
That doesn't seem very significant. I mean, we can both agree that Krispy Kreme donuts are great, taste great, but that doesn't fucking really have any. That doesn't have nothing to do with wire fraud and racketeering.
Why do you believe that that's not significant?
Because it doesn't affect all the other unrelated crimes he was convicted of.
But no, but I think that the part where we're just missing is that you keep making it about this case. What I'm saying is what I'm addressing affects every single case in the United States.
Oh, this is bigger than Keith.
Yeah, Keith is not bigger than the justice system. If you allow or you are okay permitting government officials to commit crimes, to convict even a hated person, what you ultimately are saying is that you believe that prejudice and hate are more important than justice.
Here's you and Keith. He has really nice skin. Fuck.
The thing is, I'm trying to have a serious conversation with you.
No, I was just struck by his really nice skin. Did he ever drop?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, out of respect, I'm trying to have a conversation with you about something that affects millions of people around the justice. Millions of people in the justice system and are affected by our justice system. This isn't about Keith. It is about Keith because this is the specific case and the specific evidence that we have. Do you mind if I take a moment and read some of the quotes from the FBI agents?
No, I don't want to do that. Let me ask you this. I don't even blame you because honestly, in a sense, you're kind of the victim of you know what I mean? Like you're part of this organization that clearly has some powerful hold over you. And I'm really sorry that you got somehow you're involved in this. And I just Keith is gone. He can't hurt you anymore. You know what I mean? Like you're free, bro.
I appreciate the I do believe that I'm free. I'm an adult that makes decisions in my
just
own life.
Just like that girl in the room. You're free, man. Just walk through the door.
What I can say again is I reached out to you. I'm trying to talk about things that there's a lot of prejudice against talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You have a case that has international attention, that has a lot of hate and a lot of prejudice, and now we have
we're kind of you've said that. It's okay. Listen, I really do wish the best for you, and I'm sorry that you're dealing with all this stuff. It seems like you're going through a lot, and I just, I'm sorry, man. I don't know if there's anything, do they have photos of you? Like they must have, because that was their thing, right? Keith had like blackmail
There's
photos.
no photos. For anyone who's listening that wants to find out more, they can go to makejusticeblind.com and they can look at the evidence with respect to the FBI and what I've been talking about here.
This is the video, right? Evidence of historic FBI corruption. This is the one you're talking about?
Could we at least watch it?
One of the guys is Alan Dershowitz. He represented, he's Epstein's lawyer.
Could we play it from the beginning? It's only 2 minutes.
You know what? I'll do that for you. We've been through a lot together. I'll play you the Dersh.
Well, no. I'm saying, can you play it from the beginning, which is the experts, which is actually what's most important.
Well, he is in this video, so I'm assuming he's an expert.
But he's under the section of advocates in the beginning of the 2-minute video. There's the whole section on experts. It's only 2 minutes. I'd be grateful if you play that at least.
He's an advocate. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
If this alleged FBI malfeasance turns out to be true, as our experts say it is, then this is really historic. This is really an attempt to frame somebody based on manipulation of data. That's just unacceptable in an American court and in the American legal system.
I'm the former United.
He's the man, bro. Alan Dersh.
But the thing is there a reason you can't play it from the beginning? It's only a minute.
I'm afraid that it's compelling, frankly. I don't want. No, I will play it. I'll play it. So these people. So these are all former FBI people. Okay, I'm gonna play it.
Some of them are former.
I owe that to you. I owe that to you. Yeah, I owe that to you. I'm gonna play it.
Awesome.
Experts versus Keith.
I worked in the FBI for about 10 years. It is clear that the photos in this case were planted there.
This is the most serious.
How did they get the photos to examine? Because there's apparently child pornography on the photos. It seems kind of like a hot potato. And
let's just finish.
And I hesitate to call pictures of child pornography a hot potato. You know what I mean?
They're not looking at. No one's looking at pictures of child porn. They're looking at the metadata files, the file data.
Right, the metadata. Okay, got it.
Tampering with evidence that I've ever seen.
It's inescapable that the FBI proactively created fake evidence.
Data changed while I was in FBI custody. It was modified. It was altered.
In 25 years of digital forensic investigations, my conclusions with the FBI.
Zach, can you turn it down?
The amount of technical ability and premeditation to perform this fraud in the case against Mr. Raniere, I've never seen anything like that.
In my 20 years experience with the FBI, I have never seen data manipulation, evidence tampering, anything like this on this scale.
When I first read the papers that Mr. Raniere presented on tampering, I was shocked.
I've never seen an instance where the system threw away its credibility purely for the purpose of convicting a defendant.
If it could happen to a person who is educated, who is white, who has the complexion for acceptance, as I would say, none of us are safe.
There's no need to fabricate evidence for a guilty man. The fact that they fabricated evidence here, and to the degree that they did, shocks the conscience.
If this alleged FBI malfeasance turns out to be true, as our experts say it is, then this is really historic. This is really an attempt to frame somebody based on manipulation of data. That's just unacceptable in an American court and in the American legal system.
I'm the former United States Attorney for the Eastern District of Arkansas. In the face of this alarming evidence, there's really no excuse for the court or for the prosecutor to hide behind procedural delays in waiting to get to the bottom of this. They should take immediate action, and if they can't or they won't, the United States Attorney General should appoint an independent prosecutor. If an independent investigation determines that this tampering occurred, there must be accountability. People have to be criminally prosecuted. This is very serious.
Okay. Shortly after Mr. Raniere's legal team first exposed this corruption, the government retaliated.
Yeah, I mean, what I know that you were playing the music, which was unfortunate, and making the jokes. You know, these are people, whether or not, again, whether you hate Keith Raniere or whatever you think about NXIVM, you know, these are very people that have served our country. Those are 4 FBI agents, other distinguished experts. There's also a former U.S. prosecutor. You know, again, if you don't want to hear that,
I do.
agree,
you know what?
Okay.
Here's what I just want to. I'm going to give you the. Here's what I want to do. Here's what I want to do. Wait, I'm serious. I want to give you the platform. I'm just going to step away because, listen, obviously we've been doing some goofs here, and I feel I owe it to you. I'm going to step away. I'm going to sit right here and listen, but I'm not going to interrupt you. I'm just going to let you say your thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All I'll say is, first, thank you again for you know, allowing me to come on. I didn't appreciate sort of the way it went, but even with that, what I'm talking about today and the video that you saw with these experts, these are serious things that we're talking about. I think that's.
What's wrong? What happened?
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Do you want to give a closing statement or anything?
No, I think that they're just putting things on the screen.
Oh, it's just, no, that helps people's attention span because it's a little boring. So it's a little dense. So sometimes we put Kinetic Sand or Subway Surfer, it makes it easier to listen.
Gotcha. Thank you for having me on today.
Did you see this photo of you guys, of the 3 amigos? Did you? I'm with you, by the way. ACAB, brother. My place. You don't know how to turn off Zoom. You're trying, but you can't get away. How do you get out of this? You're trapped.
No, there's no trap. Well, again, nice to meet you, Ethan. And thanks for having me on today.
I'm sorry to put you all through that. Ultimately, you are the victim, and I hope Raniere dies in prison. I really do. I really do. But one day you're going to be free of this, and I'll be there to help you. I'm so sorry. This is Keith's fault that you went through this. It really is, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah, thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. All right, take care.
Have a good night.
Have a good night. Thank you. Oh, God.
He hung up.
Yeah, I know. I actually feel bad for him at the end there.
Yeah.
But to be
it's
fair,
extremely embarrassing.
But to be completely fair, this man walked into like a comet-sized chasm of a death trap. You can turn back on chat.
All right, I'll turn it back on.
Like, when I got this email from him that I read you guys, I was like, is this guy for real? And so I passed it to Dan to set it up. And sure enough, this guy thought I was an Andrew Tate defender who loves fucking Keith Raniere. And also he didn't know I have Tourette syndrome, which put me in kind of a unique position to talk to him about Tourette. And that was a very stressful situation. I didn't see him ticking once. Just saying.
Must be effective.
I'm sorry. I honestly feel bad. I do feel bad. That man is crushed. But you know what? At the end of the day, definitely do a tiny bit of research for calling into one of the biggest podcasts in the world to do a live show about one of the most hated men in the world.
I will say, I really admire your ability to continue to be confrontational throughout an entire exchange. Like, at some point I was like, oh man, like, is he gonna like loosen up a bit? And you... No, you didn't. And I mean, I stand by what you did. I love that.
I could not let him spread propaganda unchecked.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if his Tourette's was cured, it's definitely coming back after this interview.
You'd be screaming the N-word all night.
Oh my God. That was like as crazy as I hope that could have been.
That was clean.
Yeah, I really wasn't sure what direction it was going to go. I mean, we were talking about it before the show, but I still was unsure if he was
I'm blown away.
being sarcastic in his email because it was just so wrong about every aspect of you.
Right.
That it almost seemed like sarcasm. So I thought he was going to come out of the gate aggressive, but no, he seemed to just not actually research anything at all. Like even just a Google search.
Bro.
He didn't even know you had Tourette's.
Yes, I know. He didn't even, but like, if you search my name, it's probably like all highlights of me talking shit on Andrew Tate. And I've done so much content about NXIVM.
That too.
Oh. Holy fuck, dude. I don't think I've ever seen someone get cooked like that in my whole life.
That was
You know what you
flawless
did?
victory right there.
I had to walk away so you can.
Yeah, I walked
Yeah.
away for a sec.
There one point when I was reading out every 20 charges, I was like, this is so absurd. And it took him a long time, and he was hesitant to accept the fact that I was goofing.
You ate him up, and you.
Left no crumb.
There you go. He's learning. He's learning.
Clearly, he sees the best in people. So
Yes.
maybe that's why he had.
I mean, I'm glad you said what you said about him being a victim in a way because, I mean,
that's it. I felt
pretty
really bad for
classic Stockholm syndrome kind of thing.
In
going
30
on here.
years from now, you're going to get emails saying, dude, I fucked up. I'm sorry about that.
I'll be
appearance,
there with
man."
open arms.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm waiting for him.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
We even got the Subway Surfer on him, dude. And the Nook. I mean, that was something else, man.
When he saw the Manson photo, my heart dropped a little bit. He made a very sad face when he saw that.
Well, I don't think he.
Three amigos.
He said he didn't know anything about Charles Manson.
Well, he's lying.
He knew something when he saw that fucking photo.
he knows about Charles Manson.
Right.
Everybody does. Enough, you know what I mean?
Sure.
He does have beautiful skin, though, Keith. I was like, whoa. He must use like, what's that serum that's really popular?
Adrenochrome?
No, not that one. Whatever. He must use the ordinary.
That's what I was gonna say, and then I was like, mm-mm.
Well, they have a great product. Doesn't matter.
They do. Wonderful hyaluronic acid.
You know, fuck me, dude.
You know, this guy, it seems like he seems very nice and well, pretty well spoken, articulate, and
His heart seems good.
yeah, and he's a good looking guy and everything. It's just, that's what I mean. It's just like a little sad. It's just why do you feel the need to die on this hill? Like, can't you, even if you think that Keith is innocent, like making that your thing to like campaign for like
he's in a cult.
convicted sex. That's why I thought it was interesting you asked him about the photos, and maybe he doesn't have any blackmail over him.
So NXIVM is well known for holding dirt or blackmail
Yeah, it's
over
just like
someone to make
Scientology.
sure they stay in line.
Right.
And he's in a cult. I mean, it's the same way Scientologists will like follow people with cameras and fucking abuse them relentlessly. They're convinced they're right, and it's the whole world that's wrong.
Mhm.
And it sucks, man.
Well, when you have titans like Alan Dershowitz on your side, you know you're
Dubs all around. The Dersh, baby.
I can't believe he's in that video. My jaw dropped.
Of course he is. That man's willing to defend goddamn Adolf Hitler.
He has never seen a pedophile that he wouldn't defend.
Right.
Alan Dershowitz.
And I mean, it's just so much stacked against Keith. He has 120 years. And I'm like, he seems to be singularly focused on the FBI tampering. So I says, okay, let's even give you that. I mean, still, this man is a prolific criminal, even without that. And then
Well,
he says,
seems to think it's all. If I was understanding him correctly, it seemed like if you take out this one piece, this one photo of a 15-year-old girl, the whole thing collapses. Which, like,
it's just not.
I didn't follow the case super closely, but when I was researching, I researched quite a bit over the weekend to just familiarize myself with everything, and at least from my understanding of it, the whole metadata aspect is not the smoking gun that got him convicted. So even if you remove that, if they got a retrial and they remove that, I'm pretty certain they would still be able to find a second
Well, they had 15 victim statements. This girl who was in the photos, Camille, who says that he took her virginity when she was 15, who was in those photos, said it was him.
Right. Yeah.
Or at least I think so. I mean, I can read this.
Well, there's more too. Yeah. There's a bunch.
I don't
of
know if
text
she said it was
messages
him or
between them.
not. I know he's going to try to sue me if anything. Little things.
Wait, said it was who?
Camille was the girl who was in the photos, the child P word.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
And
right.
she gave a victim impact statement
after the
that says,
trial. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean, according to her, she was groomed from like age 12, and Keith Raniere took her virginity when she was underage. So,
and he seems to think that like the fact that he coerced people and never actually carried out the crime himself somehow means he's innocent, which is like really wild. He's a cult leader.
Yeah, that also seems to be a lot of
That's what
human
racketeering is,
trafficker- Yeah,
essentially.
it's a lot of excuses in the Andrew
Racketeer-
Tate situation.
I mean, racketeering is literally that. They invented that so they could prosecute mob bosses because they never actually committed the crimes.
Right.
That's what racketeering literally is. I feel bad for him though, man. If you ever want to talk again, bro, I'm here for you. I'm not even joking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for you, man. Genuinely, if you want to turn a new leaf,
it's not your fault.
It is not. It's so that's so on point. It's not your
It's
fault.
not your fault.
I'm genuinely here for you, bro. Because like people, I feel bad. As people say, when you kill someone for the first time, it really sticks with you, and they're right.
It's not your fault. This wasn't your first murder victim.
Yeah, I know. I'm just making a joke. Thank you.